Welcome back to The Explainer. So, look around you for a second. Whether you're driving your car, using a high-end kitchen appliance, or catching a commercial flight, you are constantly relying on incredibly precise, perfectly cylindrical metal components. We rarely stop and think about where these highly engineered parts actually come from, but today, we're going to get up close and personal with the absolute workhorse behind them, the CNC lathe.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How exactly do we go from a rough, raw block of solid metal to an aerospace-grade part that has absolutely perfectly smooth, curved, and complex shapes? Well, it definitely doesn't happen by accident, and it for sure doesn't happen with simple hand tools anymore.
Okay, let's dive right into this. A CNC, or computer numerical control lathe machine, replaces manual shaping with high-speed, computer-controlled precision. Its defining feature, and honestly the reason it's a total game-changer for advanced manufacturing, is its perfect repeatability. You can literally make the exact same complex shape 1,000 times, and it will be identical every single time, right down to the micron. So, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the anatomy of a CNC lathe. Second, we'll walk through its step-by-step operation. Third, we'll lay out a maintenance master plan. And finally, we'll troubleshoot some common problems.
All right, Part 1. The anatomy of a CNC lathe. Understanding the form. To really get this machine, it helps to think of its structural and holding parts as its skeleton. It all starts with the bed. This is the heavy, rigid base providing the crucial structural support to ensure every single component stays perfectly aligned. Next up, the headstock. This is where the real power lives. It houses the main spindle and the motor responsible for rotating your workpiece at various speeds. And for those really long pieces of metal that might wobble around, that's where the tailstock comes in. It sits on the opposite end to provide critical support, and it can even hold secondary tools like drills or reamers.
Now, it's super helpful to contrast the two hands of the machine. The chuck is mounted right on the spindle, and its one job is to securely grip and clamp the raw workpiece, the spinning metal itself. On the flip side, you've got the tool turret. This is the hand that actually does the cutting work. It holds multiple different cutting tools at once and automatically rotates or indexes them into position during the operation. This means the machine can swap tools in a fraction of a second, totally hands-free.
Moving on to the brains and the muscles. The CNC control panel, that is the absolute command center where operators input the specific G-code programs that tell the machine exactly what to do. Those commands get sent to the carriage assembly, which physically moves the cutting tool along the metal. But how on earth does it move with such pinpoint accuracy? Well, that is thanks to the ball screws and guideways. Ball screws convert the spinning motion of the machine's motors into hyper-precise linear movement with incredibly low backlash, meaning there's virtually zero slop in the movement. Finally, the coolant system blasts fluid to cut down on heat and friction. This is absolutely vital for saving your tools and getting that gorgeous, mirror-smooth surface finish.
Let's move on to Part 2, the step-by-step operation, putting the parts into action. Picture a raw chunk of metal hitting the shop floor. We start with the setup phase. As incredible as automation is, it always kicks off with a meticulous human setup. First, the specific part program, written in G-code, is punched into the CNC controller. Then, the operator manually clamps the raw material super securely into the chuck. Next, the exact cutting tools needed for this specific job are mounted onto the turret. And finally, machine initialization. The machine reads the program, calibrates itself, and locks in its reference positions so it knows exactly where it is in physical space. And this is where the real magic happens, the machining phase. Once setup is good to go, the spindle fires up, rotating the workpiece at the exact programmed RPM. The cutting tool then moves precisely along the x-axis for the diameter and the z-axis for the length. Layer by micro-layer, the tool literally shaves off material to carve out the desired shape. During this, the turret might automatically spin to bring a fresh tool into the mix. All the while, coolant is just soaking the cutting area to prevent overheating, making sure those final finishing cuts leave a perfectly accurate part. It is vastly faster and way more complex than anything you could ever pull off on a manual lathe.
Which brings us to Part 3, the maintenance master plan, and how we preserve all that precision.
Look, maintenance isn't just some chore you check off a list. It is the absolute heartbeat of long-term precision. Let's map out the preventative health care for this machine. Notice how the routine care scales up over time. Daily, it's pretty simple. Clean away the metal chips, wipe down the guideways, check those lubrication levels. Weekly tasks get a bit more involved, like inspecting the chuck jaws and checking the turret alignment. Monthly, you're doing things like inspecting the ball screws and actually listening, really listening closely to the spindle for any weird vibrations.
Quarterly, you're replacing coolant, which is huge for avoiding nasty bacterial growth, and checking the servo motors. And then, annually, the machine gets a major overhaul. Worn bearings are swapped out, and the entire CNC software system is freshly calibrated.
I really want to punch home a few golden rules here. You absolutely must follow the original manufacturer's guidelines and keep a highly detailed maintenance logbook. And you can't just use any old oil. You have to use the exact proper lubricants and coolant grades specified for your machine. Make sure only trained personnel are popping the hood. But the absolute most critical rule: never, ever ignore an abnormal vibration, a strange squeal, or a sudden temperature spike. Ignoring a weird sound today pretty much guarantees a catastrophically broken machine tomorrow.
Finally, Part 4, Troubleshooting Common Problems, Diagnosis and Prevention.
So what happens when things inevitably do go wrong? Well, the crucial takeaway here is that technical failures almost always trace back to a lapse in the routine maintenance we just talked about. If you're getting a poor, rough surface finish, the culprit is usually a worn-out cutting tool or unwanted vibration, which you prevent with regular tool inspections. If the machine is overheating, you probably have low coolant or lubrication, which is exactly why we do daily level checks, right? Getting positioning errors where the machine cuts in the wrong spot? That's likely wear and tear on those highly precise ball screws, meaning it's time for calibration. And if you hear a grinding noise in the spindle, that is almost certainly a bearing issue that demands immediate, early diagnosis.
So we've covered the heavy-duty structure, the precise G-code programming, the blazing fast tool changes, and those zero backlash ball screws. But I want to leave you with a slightly provocative thought that challenges a really common misconception. We hear the word automated, and we tend to think hands-off. So what is the actual ultimate secret behind this machine's incredible, long-lasting automated precision?
Honestly, it's the dedicated human operator's routine care. Yes, the CNC lathe is a brilliant, undeniable marvel of modern engineering. It shapes the modern world with a level of accuracy that was literally unimaginable a century ago. But at the end of the day, its lifespan, its perfect repeatability, and its flawless precision rely entirely on the human touch. The careful setup, the diligent daily cleaning, and the attentive ear listening for a worn bearing. So the next time you hold a perfectly machined component, you aren't just looking at the result of computer code. You are looking at the result of exceptional human care combined with highly advanced machinery. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you walk away with a profound new respect for the art of machining.